hopefully it's all making some kind of sense. If you are able to chat, then do say hi. If you have any questions or just want to say hello. I will point out, unfortunately, that Space Empires has apparently sold out at GMT. They just announced that it had they'd sold all their remaining copies from there, but it's probably still around in stores if you look hard enough for it. It's definitely worth getting. And of course, I'm just showing you the solo game. I'm actually showing you one of the solo games because there's an option to play basically with NPC empires, like alien empires, which I didn't want to do because it's a bit more convoluted, and I hadn't had a chance to really go through all the rules for that. This is more like, now I'm just going to, show you how to explore your home system, and then face like a sort of a fairly simple bot kind of Doomsday machine thing. But the Alien Empires thing is like you're literally playing like you're a player empire against other player empires, except they're actually run by AI bot flowchart type things. But like I said, I hadn't had a chance to go through all the rules for that. And there's also, with the Replicators expansion, which I also have, that I'm not using anything from other than these shiny new tiles. But those have the Replicators in them, which is a different kind of space empire that are actually, they're kind of like the Borg, or I guess they're like the Replicators in Stargate. Like they are a robotic race, and they can be used as a solo opponent as well. But again, they've got quite convoluted rules, and they do things quite differently from the other races. So this is but one of the solo scenarios, and if I just sort of quickly show you so you got the scenario book. And you can play a two-player scenario that's sort of nice and small. You can play a normal size one. You can play basically divide the map up into all sorts of weird and wonderful ways. You can have all your planets over here, all your other opponents' planets over there, and everything in the middle is just filled with deep space. There's you can have you can actually combine two home system colors, so you can have like red and yellow against green and blue or something, and they're all one system. There's 3 and 4 player scenarios as well. That's what these I'm actually set up in one of the 3 player starting zones. These dotted lines around here mark the other zones. Or you can play a 4 player one where you're just literally in the coloured boxes. There's even a way to go up to 8 players, and you play it on 2 boards. That would take forever. We've actually played a 4 player game of this. That lasted 7 hours. Played a 3 player game of this, and that lasted 5 hours. Which sounds like a lot, but it really flies by because granted there's a bit of downtime, like these are the solo player scenarios and so on. It's a bit more convoluted, but it really flies by when you're playing, because you're all at the beginning, you're all zooming through the exploration part of the game in your home systems, and you're all doing that, and you're not encountering each other. But then you start probing each other's defenses, and it gets really quite engaging. Like the I mean, the 7 hour game that we played of it just flew by. There wasn't, even though there was a little bit of downtime when people were calculating all their builds and everything. That wasn't too long. Maybe like 10 minutes tops per economic phase. And otherwise, we were just getting on with it and exploring, smashing into each other, having massive battles and everything. So it sounds really long. And I suppose it is, objectively speaking. It's a whole day thing. But it's quite a lot of fun still. And also that's the long version of the game where the goal is to destroy another player's homeworld. So you send your fleets in, you blow everything up, and then you just attack the colony and destroy it basically. But there is a shorter version as well where you can win like that, or you can win by building colonies in the deep space area, or destroying other people's colonies. And that's a lot shorter. You can play that in like 3 hours or something. But it is a long, it's not a light game by any means, but as a war game, it's actually really quite straightforward. We've we've got through 5 turns, and granted that's taken 2 and a bit hours. But 2 and a bit hours. But that's because I'm also explaining it as well. So right, sorry, I just realised my laptop's not plugged in. So 1 second, while I'm having this slight break, I'm just going to reach over here and plug this in. Then I don't have to worry about that disconnecting anything. There we go. Are you plugged in now? I think you are. You're good. Right. Cool. Right. So, sorry, that was a slight digression from just while I was having a little sip of water and stuff. Right. So, like I said, we'll keep going basically until I drop. So hopefully it's making some sense. Hopefully you can see everything reasonably well. I'm just going to have a look at my Twitch screen there and just see what it's doing. It doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of glare, which unfortunately I can't do anything about at the moment. Lighting options are a bit not great around here. I can't find anywhere that's got those big softbox lighting things for a reasonable price. Plus, I've already spent a small fortune on board games, so I don't really want to be spending a vast amount of money on other things at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, hopefully you can see everything anyway. It should be reasonably in focus. Right, so we are at the start of turn 6, or phase 6. So next phase 7, just double check that again. So we're doing the normal small solitaire map. First number is the economic phase the DM enters, which is 7, and the second number is the strength of the DM, which is a 2, which is a bit painful. Right. So, I don't really have a fleet of anything built. I wonder if I should be doing that and screw the pipelines. Let me just double check that thing with the pipelines. I'm pretty sure that's how they work. So yeah, MS pipelines that survive entrance into a black hole hex may, in future turns, use their navigational aids to allow friendly ships traveling along a pipeline to enter the black hole hex without rolling for destruction. It may only apply if they're in a chain, though. I have to see. Right. So you've got one more turn, or one more phase of relative peace before all hell breaks loose. So I believe the exploration doesn't actually count. If you have exploration tech, you don't actually have to do that in the exploring phase. You can do that in the other phase. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. It doesn't matter so far because we haven't had combat, but actually the order of things to do is movement, then combat, then exploration. I was thinking it was movement, then exploring, then combat. So good thing I checked that now. But that doesn't affect anything we've done at all, so if you haven't had any combat. Where's the exploration tech bit again? Here we go. During the movement phase, each cruiser can peek at one adjacent face-down system marker before moving. Yeah, so I could peek at this one from here and then move. That might be an idea. Because if it's something that is safe to move into, then I can actually move into it. Right, well, I'm going to move him up here. I'm going to move this miner back to Athos. I'm going to move this miner out to here. I'm going to move this down to there. I'm going to move this colony ship up towards Arrakis. And Anyan, I'm going to flip to its side that's got the colony badge on, but I'm not going to actually have that at colony 5 straight away, obviously. So those are moved, the miners have moved, cruisers moved. This one isn't going to move, but is going to peek at this during its phase, its movement phase. And that is a mineral 10. So having peeked at it, he's going to reveal it, and then he's going to move into here, so that next phase is he can explore those. And he is also going to be using his exploration tech to look at K11 here. And that is another mineral. So that's a mineral 10. I think we've done that right, haven't we? They don't have to explore before or peek before, do they? During the movement phase, it says. Right. Okay. Sorry, I'd be doing that wrong. So your exploration tech lets you, peek at the nearby hex before you move, and then you can move. You can explore 2 hexes by doing that, and then moving into another hex that you haven't used your exploration tech on. It's not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be able to move and then peek at it like what I just did. But all right, I'll have to remember that for next time. So this one I actually did correctly. This one I've done incorrectly, at least here. Right. Anyone else doing anything. So that colony ship's moved over there, that's dropped off, that's all good. Right. Turn number 2. So, doing this properly, I can peek at this, I can peek at one of these, and then I can move somewhere. But first, he's dropped that off. He's going to go... There's no planets around here. It's a bit of a way out there. He's going to go back towards... No, he's not going to go back towards there. He's going to go up to Omicron, and then he's going to grab this later on. He's going to head off to Antares. He could go towards Anion actually and head out here and get these 10s. That could be interesting. Yeah, he's not going to go towards Antares. He's going to go towards that direction where all the big bounties are. That colony ship is going to land on Arrakis, which doesn't have a flip side for some reason. But he's going to land there. That is odd. Right, okay, that's fine. So the cruisers are going to do their exploring now. That's asteroids. He is going to reveal that, and then he's going to move into it. So we've got some more asteroids out here. There's some deep space asteroids. And this guy's going to explore K2. That is a danger, but he's going to reveal it and flip it. If he's feeling brave, you can go into J3 with his actual movement, but I think he's actually going to go into here, and then he'll have a choice of things to look at. We're still perilously close to the entry points, unfortunately, but not much we can do with that. That's it, isn't it? We've got the miners, and we've got the colony ships, which are now locked down. So let's go to turn 3. Right. Miner is going to grab that. Miner 2 is going to head to Anion and over here. Cruisers are going to going to scout out I-10, and he's going to scout out J2. So I-10 is another danger which he's going to remove. And he's going to stay there because he wants to explore these later on. J2 is Ada. Ada is another barren planet. That's quite nice because we've got that means more colonization potential. Where's Ada? Ada is over here. Yeah, I'm not sure why these don't have colony things on them. I guess it's not a foregone conclusion that you're going to be able to colonize them. Right, so Ada is discovered. And I think he is going to move into there as well, because then you can scan those. Right. Now we've got to frantically build stuff because the fleets are going to be on the way. So yeah, now we've got to start planning out my defense here. Hmm. What are we gonna do? I mean, because I could go for the full defensive option and build bases. And when do they show up? They enter in the economic phase specified by the scenario. Okay. So we actually got one more turn because we're on number 6 at the moment, and they show up basically at the end of 7. So carry over. We've got 2 points left over from the previous turn. Colony points now are quite large. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25. And then another 5 here. So we've got 30 plus 20. So that's a total of 50. We dropped off 1 mineral, 5. So we got another 5. So we got a total of 57. We have 2 cruisers with a maintenance of 4. So here's our current thing at the moment. We have 53 left out of all of this, after paying the maintenance to spend stuff on. Right. I need ships. I think I need ships. Could go for just cruisers. If I go for ship size 4, I can build battle cruisers, which are slightly better. They have a slightly better chance of hitting, but they still have 2 hull size and 1 defense strength, and they cost a little bit more. Unfortunately, cruisers are a sweet spot. If we dreadnoughts here, they're 24 points. You need ship size of 6 to build, which means I have to spend another 60 CPs to build that, or to get to that point. And then they cost 24 each, and they're rolling a 6 or a less to hit, basically, as opposed to a cruiser which is a 4 or less to hit, which isn't vastly better. My feeling is that I might want to start building bases. If I go cruisers and bases, that would be quite good. I may start investing in mine technology as well, because it all depends. Because when the Doomsday machine shows up, let's sort of go over this since that's about to come. You consult this table and you see what its stats are. So the first one that's going to show up is going to be a strength 2. So that is going to be a C7. So at a 7 or less it'll hit. And it will go at the same time as my cruisers, I think. Unless it's got some tactics values. DM is considered to have a tactics level of 2, of course it will. So the Doomsday machine is going to attack first, unless I invest quite a lot in the tactics technology, which will require another 30, at least 30 or 45 CPs. It's got a defense of 1, so it subtracts 1 from my attack rolls. It's got a hull size of 7, so it can take 7 hits, and it does 4 attacks per round. Well, they're not affected by asteroids either, so that's awesome. And you don't have to kill them all in one go though. They keep their damage until or unless they blow up a planet, in which case they heal a little bit. Now they could have a weakness. So I believe as soon as you enter combat into a Doomsday machine, or is it all Doomsday machines? Yeah, roll for a possible weakness in each Doomsday machine the moment it enters combat for the first time. So that's what this table at the bottom is here. So there's a 80% chance that it's going to be weak to either fighters, mines, cloaking, or large fleets, and then that will basically determine whether I can do anything about it, like whether I want to start building mines and so on, or fighters or whatever. A 9 or a 10 on the roll here, like it won't be weak to any of that, so that would be bad. So we're going to have to throw something at it to see what it's weak to, unfortunately. Might be worth building a cannon for the scout. Go that way. You're going to bravely sacrifice yourself so that we may know its weakness. Right, this is where it gets critical then. So it's not, I don't know if it's worth spending CPs on getting mines or whatever at this point. So I might as well stick with the cruisers and bases plan, I think. Now I can only build bases at colonies. I can only build 1 per colony, and they can't move, but they're really good. They will attack first if a Doomsday machine shows up, and they only get 1 attack, but it'll be a good one, like a high percentage of hitting. And they're tough. They can take 3 hits, so hopefully they can survive. Or at least make delay it long enough that I can get more ships in there next turn from somewhere. Shipyard tech might be an interesting one to get though, because that will mean I can build more ships, and I might need to do that. So if I build a shipyard tech, that leaves me with 33 left, which is not an awful lot. I mean, I can't actually do that much with that. I can build 2 cruisers, and then I'll have 9 points left over. I could build a colony ship and send it out to Ada. Might be more useful to build a miner, to be honest. because I need to collect those resources quickly. I am going to do the shipyard tech, because that's going to help me build things. So now we've got 33. I can build a... Maybe I could build 2 bases, or a base and a cruiser. Or 2 cruisers. Maybe I can build the bases next turn. That might be an idea. I'll build 2 cruisers. 24. That leaves me with 6, 7, 8, 9. Which I'm going to build a destroyer. They're not terribly good, but I can build up a shipyard. I can build a shipyard and a MS pipeline. That's not going to help me though. So I need to have the pipelines. You have to have like a pipeline here, and then like a pipeline here, and that will connect those. If I have a pipeline here, here, and here, that will connect these 3, and then I can start getting extra colony points from those and using them to travel around. What was I going to do? I was going to build a shipyard, wasn't I? Or I could just build 3 pipelines. That might help a little bit. Because I mean, I could go there, build 1 here, then put 1 there, then put 1 there, and then I've got 2 more colony points next turn. It's not fantastic, but it's something. Don't know if that's worth it though. Or should I just build 2 shipyards? Or sorry, a shipyard. And leave the 3 for next turn. I think I'll just build a shipyard and then leave the 3 for next turn. So this is what we're looking at the end of turn 6. We've got 3 left over. We're going to build. We've got a shipyard tech. So sorry, let's circle that. So I've got that circled there. So now each of my shipyards. So I've got 2 shipyards. No, hang on. I've got 1 shipyard. No, 2 shipyards here. Yeah, I've got 2 shipyards on each of those. So they can build 3 hull points each, because now they're at each hull point. Each shipyard can build 1.5 hull points of stuff. So this is 3, this is 3, and this is 6 now because there's 4 of them. So that's going to help us build stuff to throw at the Doomsday machines, which I'm probably going to fail miserably at because I feel like I'm not ready. I think I should have started building fleets a bit sooner, but we'll see how this goes. Right, so I got 2 cruisers. Where are my cruisers? I am going to build them. I just don't know where they're going to show up from. I mean, if I build them all over there, then and they start showing up over here, then I'm going to be in trouble. I've only got the 1 cruiser there. Perhaps a central location of Altair, the homeworld, might be the best place to put them. Or maybe I'll, you know what I'll do? I'm going to build one out on Antares up here. So that's a group of one. And there is going to be, a group of one at the Altair shipyards as well. And then we do the colonies, right? That's everything built, isn't it? Oh, we were going to build another shipyard. Sorry, where are we going to put the other shipyard? One shipyard. The good thing about shipyards is that they're actually combat capable, so they serve as some kind of defense. I think I'll put that at Athos. And then we will upgrade colonies. So take number 3, get rid of that, that's now 5. The number 1s are now 3s. And the new guys are now 1s. So our formerly barren world of Arrakis and Anion here are now 1s. Our newest colonies, which are probably going to be the first to get completely destroyed by Doomsday machines. Right. Turn number 7. I don't actually have a counter that goes up to 7, so I'm going to call this 6 + 1. Or phase number 7. This is where the Doomsday machines will show up, and they will show up a randomly determined one of these. I believe it's just sort of roll d10 and divide by 2. So, like this is the layout. So 9 or a 10, 7 or an 8, 5 or a 6, 3 or a 4, 1 or a 2 on the d10 roll, and then they'll start going on autopilot towards ships and or planets and other things. That's interesting because these are gonna provide alternate targets for them. If I hurry up and get a colony out there, then that might actually draw it out even more. But I wasn't gonna be sending anything out there, was I? Interesting. Okay, turn 7. Here we go. They're going to show up or start showing up at the end of this phase. I don't know where they're going to come from. Nuts. I guess. Do I want to like move these guys towards the middle maybe, and then they can go places? Well, the miner is going to go here and grab mineral 5. Where's my other miner? Miner here is going to drop mineral 5 off Antares. At least you can go back out there and back there. Alright, doing the exploration properly. Cruiser 1 is going to have a look at J12 from nearby. That is another barren planet. It's the barren planet of Cygni. I'm going to reveal it. I'm not going to move into it. That's that. I suppose I could move into it. I'm actually going to move into here because the Doomsday machine is going to be attracted to things. Oh, I think it's only. See, it's going to move toward. It's always going to move towards the closest player colony, which is why, like, if I did that as a colony, nuts. That would have been a smart plan, really, wouldn't it? Because at the moment, it's going to come. If it arrives here, it's going to go straight for Sheldon. If I'd had a colony here, it would have gone. Oh, I'm going to go off this way, and that would have distracted it for a little bit. Strategy. I mean, I've never done the solo game of this before, so I didn't know that. So, nuts. Okay, but this is going to be a distraction at least. I guess if I built a colony out here, or if I could build a colony out there, that would be a distraction. Right, this, he's gonna scan J3 here. And J3 is a nebula, which he's going to move into. And we get nebula. Deep Space Nebula. So he's dropped off, he's picked up other cruisers are going to, yeah, we're going to move into a more central position here. And that's it. Turn 2. Miner 1 is going to pick up that mineral. Miner 2 is going to drop off that mineral back at Anion, the new colony. I don't think he's going to have a chance to get those 2 mineral 10s, annoyingly. Cruiser 1 is going to look at H11. That is a danger, so that's going to go away. He's not going to move into that though, he's just going to hold position there. Cruiser 2 is going to look at I2 with his exploration. That's also a danger. He is going to remove that, and he is going to move into there, and this cruiser is going to join the other cruiser group. And now they are actual group of 2. And then I think they're just going to hang around there because there's stuff, you know, they could come from any direction here. I've got 2 on the frontier here. I've got 2 down here. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to frantically build a few more ships and or bases next turn before the Doomsday machine arrives. Yeah. Alright, turn number 3. I think we got everything, didn't we? Yeah. So, this has been dropped off. That's going to get dropped off. Is the miner going to go out there? I think he's going to go out there anyway, because who knows, maybe they'll show up over here. Cruiser's going to explore I-11 with his exploration tech. Another danger. There is this. space is full of danger. Is going to stay there. So, in the multiplayer game, the Doomsday machines are attracted to ships, asteroids, or planets, but in the solo game, they're only attracted to player colonies. So, you know, the ship can just hang around there and just wait and see if they show up here, and then I can throw myself at them or something. I don't know. This guy is going to do his exploration technology scan on I3. Oh, there's a space wreck. Right. Well, that's interesting. So space wrecks are things that miners can do stuff with. They can go over there and pick it up like a mineral, and if they bring it back to a colony, then you get to roll on a little table at the bottom here. It says space wreck technology 1 to 2 ship size, 3 to 4 attack, 5 to 6 defense, 7 tactics, 8 to 9 move, 10 shipyard, and that lets you increase your technology for free. So we already moved Miner 2 though, annoyingly. But maybe we can divert him up to that. But I will move him into there just to guard it, I suppose. Right. I think we're done. Because I think these two guys are just going to sit here waiting to see what happens. So... let's see. Like, when do they move? They enter in the economic phase specified by the scenario. So in this case it's 7. They're going to enter in this phase. Let me just see if there's any printed out the fact for this as well. Homeworld count as colonies, yes they do. If you lose your homeworld, you're dead. Roll the DM at the start of the economic phase. So, Doomsday Machine movement. They move in each movement impulse after the player moves ships, correct? Yes. So, at the end of every turn, the Doomsday Machine is going to move. So, it's going to be pretty quick. It's only going with a speed of 1. But that's going to be interesting. So, and if it moves into a hex with a planet, it has to destroy any defending ships first. So I think it's time for me to build bases. But we're going to see where the first Doomsday Machine is going to show up. And they are ready to go on the sidelines here. That's them. That was useless. So, Doomsday Machine, number 1. Come on down. Where are you going to show up? Oops. Where are you going to show up? We're going to roll the die. Yeah, we're going to put the dice. There it is. Or the die. Right, so it was 9 to 10, 7 to 8, you know, it was basically 1 from here around, right? 3, 1 to 2, 3. First one, come on down. It's going to show up there. Doesn't look like much, but that's a planet killer right there. Right, this puppy has, as I said, attack strength of 7, defense of 1, hull size of 7, and 4 attacks. I'm already quite afeared of the normal difficulty level. So the good luck one, which is the hardest difficulty, the first Doomsday machine would have appeared in turn 5, the second one would show up now, and then the third one would show up in turn 9. And while they're weaker, they show up earlier. Like if they'd shown up on my turn 5, I would have had nothing really. 2 cruisers and that was it. So they're not moving yet. They move when I move, basically. But he's going to move towards the closest player colony, which is... Oh, he's got a target-rich environment, hasn't he? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, Arrakis, Vortigern, and Essen are all within range. If more than one equidistant colony... Okay, so if 2 colonies are equidistant, the DM will always move towards a colony that is larger in CP. So it looks like it's going to hit Essen. Although, by the time it actually moves, it's going to... this is going to be a 5 as well. So it's going to move, in that case, to the colony that brings it closest to the player's home system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're equidistant, so it's my choice then. Either Vortigern or Essen is going to go boom, or is going to be the target. Right. Okay. When it moves, anyway. But I can choose, so that's interesting. Right. Alright, well that's its plan. Now I'm going to go and calculate my points. So I've got 20 here. Oops, smash. Destroy my planets. I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 36, 37, 38, plus the 20. So we've got 58. These 2 colonies are going to be quite nice to build up. They're going to give me some more money, which is good. Minerals, I've got 10, so that's quite nice. I've got 10 dropped off by minor 1. Jolly good show there, minor 1. Very industrious of you. MS pipeline's completely useless, apart from as a way to get through the black hole, which I think I can do. I'm not entirely sure if I need to be part of a chain of them. Let me have a quick look at the rules. And 21. Pipelines, blah blah blah. Yeah, unfortunately, that pipeline is useless because it turns out that it does have to be part of a chain, so I have to connect it to something. It can't just be on its own. So it's sitting there, but it's like nobody knows it's there or something. So that's effectively useless until I build a pipeline to or from somewhere. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I can do, but I may not be able to divert the resources. Alright, so I have 68. I now have a grand total of 71 points for building things. I've now got 4 cruisers. That's it, isn't it? So that's 8 maintenance. So that is 63 remaining. Right. Do I want to invest in tech or do I want to invest in ships? I can build 3 cruisers here. I can build, that's only 2. So I can build a cruiser there and a cruiser there and a cruiser here. No, I can't even build a cruiser there because that's just one shipyard. Because these are 2, their total build is going to be 3 each, but this one is 1.5, and that's less than 2. I could build a destroyer there though, which might be worth doing. And there's also bases, and I can potentially build 5 12-point things, and I know that it's going to hit Vortigern. That is where it is going to go. It's not going to hit Essen. It's going to attack Vortigern because I get to choose where it goes if the 2 planets are going to be equally distant from the home world. And this is just the first one. There's another one going to show up in turn 9, or phase 9, I believe. Is it 9? 7, 9, and 10. I foolishly opted for the normal difficulty rather than the easy one. Which I might have had a slightly bigger chance against, but we'll see. Right. Okay, boys. Well, if I put a base at Vortigern, that will be something to defend it with. I think a base is definitely a thing. 1 base at least. I can put... Unfortunately, I only have 2 base counters. This is the other good thing about close encounters, like the first expansion. When that comes, I'm going to be able to get 2 more base counters, and I think I've got 2 more decoy counters, which are also good things. That's good for the fog of war in a multiplayer game. Alright, I'm going to stick a base at Vortigern. I can build 2 cruisers here and send them to Vortigern as well. So that's 36. But that's their build quota filled. Is it? Yes, because they're 3 points each, aren't they? Unless they could build a destroyer as well, each. Might be worth doing. Destroyers are basically slightly better than a scout. They're a bit more expensive, but instead of just rolling 3 to hit, they roll 4. They're still going to go after the cruiser though, after the Doomsday machine, which probably means it's just going to blow them to bits. But it'll use up an attack. I mean, there may be some defense for just throwing cannon fodder at them. So I could build 2 destroyers here as well, because that would take it up to 3. But that would require another 18. And I'm already at 36. So I'll be at 54. That leaves 7. And it's going to go 1, 2, and then it's going to attack one of these, isn't it? Crap. That's not good. Huh. Can I get there in time? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I can assemble a fleet at Vortigern and we can see what we can do. Really would like to get some defense tech because that would help not being hit. But that requires spending 20, which I don't really have. Because I've got now, I'm at the moment, having spent money on a base and 2 cruisers, I am on 27 remaining. I'm sorely tempted to get another base at least on one of these, wherever it's going to go to, because again, it's going to end up going to whichever one is more closer to the homeworld. Neither of them are closer to the homeworld, so I get to pick again. So I'm going to choose. I've already chosen to sacrifice Vortigern, essentially. I'm going to have to choose to sacrifice Antares or Essen. And I'm kind of thinking that it might be better to sacrifice, to have it go to Antares, and then it's going to come down towards Fion and then Altair. Whereas if it went here, it would just be going, I suppose it would crunch into Anion first, but then it's just a clear run. I suppose Sheldon's nearer. It could just go down this lot rather than. I might delay it a bit. I've got no shipyards over here though. Maybe Essen might be a better option. Yeah. If I build another base at Essen, that's going to break it down to 15. I don't need to build I don't need a shipyard to build the base. I can just build that at the colony. It is not built by shipyards. A producing colony builds them in one turn, or in one economic phase. So I've got 2 bases that one I'm going to put here and here. I've got 2 cruisers that I'm going to build here and here, and I have 15 points left, which I mean, I could just build 2 scouts with that, and and at least that's 2 more ships, right? I think I'm going to do that. But where am I going to build? I can build them here, can't I? Because they're 1 hull point. So that's going to leave me with 3 left over, and then I'm just going to leave that. I don't want to build an MS pipeline. They're not worth it at the moment. So I do not have any more technology. So that is down to 59. So that's what we've got. No tech, 2 bases, 2 cruisers, 2 scouts. And the cruisers and the scouts are going to be built at Antares and Essen, and the bases are going to be built at Vortigern and Essen as well. And what we got? Can I build 2 cruisers? Shoot. Do I have 6 cruisers? Arrgh! Curses. So the problem is I can only have as many groups as counters. And of course I don't have the expansion yet, so I don't have the extra counters. Bums. Am I just going to have to build like 2 destroyers then? Because I can't build the cruisers. Man, that's annoying. Alright, that's possibly doomed us, but I can build 2 destroyers. So instead of the 2 cruisers, I'm going to build actually oh, that's interesting. So I'm freeing up 24 points. I've got 27 points available. Destroyers are 9. Interesting. I can build 3 destroyers. I mean, it's going to be absolutely useless. But at least it's ships to throw against them. 1, 2, 3. So the reason I can't build the cruisers is because I've got them all used up already, all their groups. I've only got 4 cruiser groups, but I can build 3 destroyer groups, or at least I can build 1 destroyer group of 2. Yeah, I'm going to do it like that. So destroyer group 1 is going to be built here at Shipyard Antares. Destroyer group 2, which is only 1, is going to be built at Essen. Although I might actually switch that around. I'll put Destroyer Group 2 at Essen. I don't know if they're going to stay there or not, but and Destroyer Group, or the Destroyer Group that has 1 at Antares. And then I'm going to put the bases already at Vortigern and there, and I'm basically going to send all the ships this way. This cruiser isn't going to get there in time though, but these 2 are going to get there. That one might get there. That's going to move 1, it can move 1. And then he's going to move there. Yeah, they're all going to be able to get there. It's whether I want to throw everything at... Like, do I want to leave him here, basically? Might want to leave him there. Okay, so, colonies expand, so Omicron and Vortigern become a 5, which means this is the target now. This is going to become a 3. This is going to become a 3. Oh, I didn't see this. I've got 5 more minerals. Wait a minute. I've actually got 5 left. What can I do with that 5? Anything? Build a miner. Let's have a look. So 24 plus 27 plus yeah, wait a minute, hang on, I totally revised my plans, didn't I? Because I'm building 2 bases, 3 destroyers. I was going to build 2 scouts as well, but that didn't happen, did it? So let's revise that a minute. So I've flipped all the colonies. I'm just revising my building plan, which I technically shouldn't really be able to do, but it doesn't really matter in this case because there's no other players. Because I realised that changing it to destroyers changed the rest of the plan, and I didn't sort of realise that part. So I have 68 points because I've got 15 minerals, not 10. So I've got 70, sorry, I'm babbling here. I've got 76 points in total, which means I have 68 points to spend. I've spent 24 on 2 bases. I've spent I might as well get 4 destroyers, shouldn't I? Because that'd be 36, wouldn't it? So leave me with 8. Might as well get 4. Which will leave me with 8, and that's full capacity. No, that's not full capacity, is it? That can build 2. Well, theoretically it can build 3 each. Because they got 3 hull points. But I can definitely upgrade that, and then I'm left with 8, which I can use to build a shipyard. Which I'm gonna build at thingy here, Antares. So I'm gonna build a shipyard here, and this is gonna be a 2. That's our 2 destroyers. This is also 2 destroyers. We got the bases, and that's it. All right, everything's good. I have 2 points remaining. Okay, there we go. So this is where it gets complex. We've got to try and figure things out here. All right, we have just about enough time to let rip. So now we are on turn 8. So another machine is going to show up at the end of next turn, which we may be able to get to before I have to call it quits. But let's have a look at stuff. How are we doing there? Right. Quick sip of water before the battle commences. Morituri te salutant and all that. Right. Here goes nothing. Turn 1. So he's going to head for Vortigern. We've established that. Cruiser 2 is going to go here. I think it's going to be best to just throw everything at them. Right? So these two guys are going to go here, and in fact, I could have done this, couldn't I? Cruiser Group 3 is going to merge with Cruiser Group 4. So I could have actually given myself a cruiser there. If I just merged those groups. So he's going to move there. Destroyer Group is going to go in here. Destroyer Group is going to go in here as well. So that's going to become a Destroyer 4. A single Destroyer 4. So all I'm doing there is just combining the groups together. Right. So it gives me more counters for the next time. So he's moved. They moved. They've combined into here. They've combined from there. Bases are preparing for combat. Full red alert drills, etc. Miner is just happily just wandering off here and picking up that mineral. This cruiser's gonna come back here. Where's Cruiser 2? He's on the way back there, right? So he's come back there. They're all going towards them. That one's moving in. That miner's gone there. This guy's probably going to run away. He's going to go over to Vortigern as well, but he's going to pass through. And then that's it. Turn 2. So, between turn 1 and 2, sorry, Doomsday Machine moves 1 hex towards Vortigern. Then, the miner's going to move over here. Cruiser 2 is going to move into here. Cruiser 3 is going to move into here. So these are going to combine into a single group 3. So we've got 3 cruisers and 4 destroyers and a base in this. Basically going to be defending Vortigern. And that is essentially, that's pretty much our entire fleet apart from the miners. And he's going to move back there. I think he's going to move over here. And the other cruiser. Before he moves over here, he's going to have a look at this counter, and that is a nebula, which he's going to ignore for now. But that gets us another nebula here, while we're frantically heading back towards the battle fleet. Wait for me, guys. Right, and I believe that's everyone. Turn 3. Now we're gonna have some combat. Because between turn 2 and 3, Doomsday Machine is going to arrive at Vortigern. Right. Essentially, at the start of turn 3, the Doomsday Machine is going to arrive, I believe. Just double check. Alright. So what it's going to do is we're going to attack the... we're going to have a combat now. We're going to be... He's going to be trying... Or the Doomsday Machine is going to be trying to destroy all my ships and bases first. If it does that, it can destroy the planet. and with it all my hopes and dreams, because it would have destroyed my entire fleet and I'll have to frantically rebuild them from somewhere else. But fortunately, somewhere else is somewhere else is going to be Essen, isn't it? Because at the end of this turn, it's going to move as well, isn't it? And if it survives this fight, it's going to move towards Essen. Alright, we'll deal with the future when we get to the future. Right. So, here's what's going to happen. The Battle of Vortigern. I'm going to see if I can put this sort of up here. So we've got 4 destroyers. And put the little battle counter on Vortigern. 4 destroyers, 3 cruisers, and a base. And what I usually do is rearrange it so that we're like this. So you can see exactly how many ships we have at any one time. Now, the problem with this Doomsday machine is that it has 4 attacks, I believe, per turn, which is ridiculous. There we go. That is nuts. So, strength 2, it's a C7. None of my guys are past the C though. It's got tactics 2, which means it's going to go first. So the A, B, C, and D on the attack strengths, like you might see, like this cruiser, has a C, a 4, 1, and a times 2. The C is basically where it, it's kind of like its initiative, it's agility or something. It's the closer you are to A, the faster the ship can fire. So if you're in rank C, you're firing ahead of the ships in rank D, which are the destroyers, and ahead of rank E, which are the scouts. The base is an A, so what's going to happen actually is the base is going to be able to hit the Doomsday machine first, or fire at the Doomsday machine first, and then possibly damage it. Then the Doomsday machine is actually a C7, which means it's the same rank as my cruisers, but because it has tactics 2, which it's described in the rules here as having, I have no tactics technology. So if you're the same rank, whoever has the highest tactics goes first. So the Doomsday machine is going to fire first. Going to let rip with 4 attacks on whatever ships it wants to attack, and then my survivors will be able to fire back at it. Now it's got 7 hull size, so it's got 7 hit points basically. If I hit it 7 times, it goes boom. Unlike normal, in normal multiplayer games, it would be able to heal its damage after a combat, but in this game it doesn't. So even if it blows everyone up, it keeps its whatever damage has been inflicted on it until it destroys a planet, when it at which point it regenerates 2 of them. So that's not good. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I might be able to take it out here, but we'll see. Okay, so the moment it enters combat for the first time, we need to roll for a weakness. Remember, we've got a 9 or a 10 is no weakness, anything else is a weakness to something. It's an 8. That is Doomsday machine weakness. Large fleets. Player will get 2-to-1 combat bonus in any round in which he attacks the Doomsday Machine with at least 10 ships that could hit the DM. Well, I only have 7 ships and a base, possibly 8, but that's not 10. So normally, if you outnumber a ship 2-to-1, you get a +1 on your attack rolls. But against the Doomsday Machine, that's not going to work because they're, gigantic, hundreds of kilometers long or whatever. So that one's the large fleet disadvantage. The other Doomsday Machines are not necessarily going to have the same weakness. Okay. Let's get rolling. So, base 1. That's an A72. That means it needs a 7 or less. I do not think they have a defense tech. They don't have a defense tech, but they've got defense of 1. So the way that works is that my attack strength is 7. I'm going to fire first because I'm rank A. My attack strength is 7. Its defense strength is 1, so that reduces the number I need to roll to attack successfully by 1. Let me just double check that. So I should be rolling a 6 or less to hit it. Yeah. So 6 or less to hit it. If I had attack technology, so down here I haven't actually bought attack or defense, that would add 1 to my attack, and defense would subtract 1 from its attack on me, which would be nice, but I didn't have the points for doing that, so I may regret this. Because now I just need to throw stuff at it at the moment. So so the base needs a 6 or less to hit the Doomsday Machine. Oh, of course you roll a 0. That is a miss. Thanks. First shot and I miss. Right. Oh well. Base is a bit useless. So the Doomsday Machine now is going to fire combat rules, blah 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 blah. All attacks same strength, occur at the same time. Common sense when allocating the attacks of DM. So you can roll their attacks 1 at a time and then see the results before rolling more attacks, and it's just going to kind of attack sensibly. And it's, in this case, it's usually going to go for the smaller ships because that means there's less stuff attacking it. So it's going to just fire all of its 4 attacks at the destroyers. So any hit will destroy them. It's got, we said it had an attack strength of 7. And it's going to go ahead of them anyway, and the cruisers. And the destroyers have no defense value, they're just 4-0. So it's just going to be straight up, 7 or less will destroy them. Oh, that's terrible. 5, 4, 6, and a 1. My entire destroyer fleet just got eradicated. Wow. 4 attacks is just awful. Okay, this could end real quick. Can I survive even until the second this Doomsday Machine shows up now? Because this is going to be bad. Alright, but my 3 cruisers get a chance to hit, and they are most cheerfully going to try and hit it. They only have an attack value of 4 though, so that's not great. 4 or less will hit the Doomsday Machine, and then it will get 4 attacks back. Oh, for God's sake. 5, 6, and an 8. All missed. What is wrong with you guys? Alright. That's the end of the first round. Now, again, we go back to the base, because this ain't going anywhere. This is still ongoing. The base is going to attack, or try to attack. Again, it's got 7 or less. 2! Hooray! We got damage. 1 damage. 6 more to go. Now the Doomsday Machine fires back. So it's gonna roll 3 on the cruisers. So it's gonna get again. So now it's got a 7 attack, but the cruisers have an actual defense of 1, so it needs a 6 or less to hit. So it's going to go 3 on the cruisers, and then we'll see what happens with the other one. 9, 9, and a 6. 1 hit. So it's going to decide to try and hit that 1 cruiser. 3, it's hit it. Boom. So cruisers can take 2 hits, but this one has sadly been destroyed. But the other 2 are, they basically all like prayed, closed their eyes, watched the beam come their way, and somehow it missed and just hit their buddy and annihilated them. But we're now down to 2 cruisers and 1 base. But the cruisers can fire back, so they can only do 2 damage at most if they both hit, which is not looking great. So they hit on a 4, and they miss because they roll a 6 and an 8, so that's terrible. Back to the start of the round. Base rolls a 7 to hit. Just rolls a 7. 2 damage. The base is doing quite well. Doomsday Machine now. It's going to do 2 attacks on the cruisers. 8 and a 1. That does hit. 1 hit. And then it's going to do the other 2 attacks on the cruisers as well. 3 and a 6. That's going to hit because it needs a 6 or less. So 1 down, boom, and the other one is damaged. That's how that works, right? Yeah, 3 hits in total. Okay, still have a slight chance here. He lies. If I can hit him twice with my base and somehow my cruiser survives. Well, no, I mean my cruiser's got to roll anyway, right? So cruiser is going to attack. He's going to need a 4 or less. 2! Hooray! 3 damage. Then we're back to the top of the round, and the base is going to yeah, the base is going to attempt to hit 7 or less. Come on, guys. 2, excellent. That's another hit. 3 more hits, and it is down. But it's not looking good because now the Doomsday Machine gets to go, and he's going to do 1 attack on the cruiser for a 5, which does destroy the cruiser, and then all 3 remaining attacks are going to go on the base. And if all 3 hit, that's curtains for the base. So the base can actually take 3 hits, but now it's got a 2 defense. So it's got to hit on a 5 or less. High numbers, come on. It's not looking good though. 2 miss, 1 hit. Right. The laws of statistics are not in our favour. There is one. They do 1 attack. The bases. Which really sucks. Maybe we should do like 2. But sadly, let me just verify that. But I'm pretty sure they just do 1 attack. Yeah. Only 1 attack, like everything else. So somehow the base has got to survive at least 3 rounds while hitting him. And the Doomsday machine gets 4 goes at killing the base. It's not really looking good in our favour. But the base gets a shot first, and it's rolling a 7 or less. 2. 5 damage. So we severely weakened it. If we can just throw something else at it. Well, it's going to move. After this, it's going to go towards Essen. Because these are both equally distant and they're both 5 points and so on. So I get to pick, and it goes towards Essen then. After that, though, it's clear run. So the culmination of everything here. So just roll the damage on that. So now I've got to roll 4 attacks on the base at 5 or less. Oh boy, these are all high numbers. Nope. That's a 7, that's a 4, that's a 4, and that is a 1. That is 3 hits. Yeah, boom. The base is gone. But it still has 5 damage, so I'm going to keep that noted by using one of these numbers. Oh yeah, hey, there's a turn thing. I wondered. I knew we had a turn counter. So I'm going to keep that here. Doomsday is number 5. And then if it's in a hex with a planet, it will destroy that planet. Remove the planet and any colony from play. TM must first defeat any defending ships. So etc. Doomsday machine that has destroyed Vortigern. R.I.P. It was such a pretty planet, but no. Doomsday machines do not appreciate pretty planets. They just eat them. But crap, and what that means as well is that having destroyed that, it heals 2 damage instantly every time they destroy a planet. So it's actually on 3 damage now, not 5. That's not good. Good God, how the hell am I supposed to do this? I feel my strategy was terrible. Man. Well. So sorry, that was on turn 3. So at the end of turn 3, they move, and they're going to move it towards Essen. And now there's combat. I believe, because that's it will engage the ships in combat. Yeah, so just double check the fact again. Does technically this is the end of the turn, so does it happen now? 27, blah blah blah. Yeah, because normally they move after everyone else has moved. And that should count here as well. Just double check. Each turn after all players have moved. Yeah, so I think there is a combat now, even though it's technically kind of outside the turn order. So now we have a 3 damage Doomsday machine. This basically will probably end it for me. But it's up against 2 shipyards, which have a combat score, but they're basically like scouts. Let's do this up here. And a base. Look, yeah, that's all visible, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we got 2 shipyards at 3-0, and we got a base again at 7-2. It's essentially it's the same thing as before. Now it healed up some damage. Bums. I'm just thinking this is not going to go well. Okay, we're going to do this. Let me just move this a little bit closer because I think that's doable, isn't it? It's got 3 damage. We have to do 4 damage to it before it blows us up. If we want any chance of surviving here. Alright, base gets to attack first again. It's got a roll of 7. A 2. Let's run the 2. So this is now down to 4 damage. Or up to 4 damage. Then the Doomsday machine fires. He's going to fire 2 shots at the shipyards. And it needs 7s to hit. And it got a 9 and a 9. Yes! Well, not yes, but it's going to fire at the shipyards again because it's probably going to blow them up this time. 7 and a 2, that's going to blow them up. So they only take 1 hit each. So bye-bye shipyards. They're just completely annihilated. This is just terrible. Down to the base, which is only going to be able to do 1 hit. So yeah, the shipyards can't fire back because they're just destroyed. Base, oh, the base misses. Not good, because now it's going to roll 4 dice at 5s or less because of these 2 defense. 1 miss. What is this? That's a 2, a 3, and a 1. God damn it! It's just blown up the base. And it blows up the planet of Essen, and it gets 2 health back. Well, I don't think we're going to have an overflow on Monday because I think this is going to be over very quickly. I think it's taken like whatever 3 and a bit 4 hours to get up to the point of actually fighting and getting annihilated. And it's all going to be over in about half an hour. Right, that's the end of that. Now, I don't actually know if that was how it's supposed to go. I don't know whether it's supposed to just stop there at the end of the turn and then I do an economic phase and then it blows that up at the start of the next turn. That could affect things. Because technically it did that after I had moved all my ships. Because it started off there, went 1, 2. We had a big combat there. Yeah, hang on. Like, it started off here. It moved there. That was the end of turn 1. At the end of turn 1, it moved there at the end of turn 2. So I actually, yeah. Wait a minute. I preempted things there. So I missed my turn 3. But all I could do in my turn 3 was get the hell out of there, basically. So I'm going to move my miner there, and I'm going to move my miner down to Sheldon, and I'm going to move my one remaining cruiser over there, and that's it. That's all I could have done. And then it moved over to here, then we had the fight, and that's where we are at the end of turn 3. Right, okay, sorry, that's why that seemed weird. Okay. Last turn then, probably, because it's going to make short work out of everything else. I've had 2 planets destroyed. Billions dead. This is not going well for me. This is the normal difficulty as well. Like, what the hell is the hardest one? I mean, I don't know, there's probably a way to do this that, because I basically went out and explored all my systems and possibly wasted time doing that when I should have. Well, I suppose it's not going to get in the way of construction, is it? But yeah, I don't know what else I could have done. Not built so many colony ships, maybe, or something. I don't know. But then I wouldn't have the points to build with. So yeah. Well, my entire fleet, like, this was a Battle of Wolf 359 all around here. Like, the Borg just annihilated me or something. Now, the problem is I can't get enough stuff there in time. I could engage here. I could bring that cruiser down to here, and it'll come through here basically, and well, it'll go for the nearest colonies, right? Always moves towards the closest player colony, but when it gets down to here, it'll then go to here, to Sheldon, wouldn't it? And then it will go to Altair, which is my home world. Could have a chance. It's going to munch on these though, isn't it? Right. Let's get on with the production phase, because I could actually finish this tonight, but I'll have to go on quite a long time. How are we doing? Internet is still up and everything good. Stream is still going. Excellent. Right. At least I think it is. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. It is still going. There we go. Right. Quick sip of water. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Right. I got 2 points left over from last turn. I now have less colony points because they've all been annihilated. I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33, 53, 56. Almost forgot Arrakis out there, my last remaining bastion. I've actually not got much less than before, actually. I've got a 10 mineral here that I retrieved. Now he's just grabbed the space wreck and is like, I don't know where to go with this now. Nobody's answering my calls back home. Like, Essen? Vortigern? Where are you? Anyone there? He's just all alone in the night. Right, I have 68 points to spend, which is, I had 76 last time, so it's not much worse than I was. My maintenance costs, though, they've just gone. I have no ships. Oh, I got the cruiser. I got one solitary cruiser that's 2 maintenance. So I actually have almost the same number of points as before, 66 instead of 68 to spend on other stuff. I have to... God, I don't know what I can do. I mean, it just tore through my cruisers. Destroyers are just cannon fodder. I'm down 2 shipyards. I still have to inflict 5 damage on him. If they didn't heal up every time they hit a planet, I would be good. But now I'm definitely battling to survive. Like, do I spend the money on attack or defense? I can't really spend it on tactics because I'll spend it 1 level on tactics. That's still not gonna get to a high enough level to mean I go before it with my cruisers. I think I need a tactics of 3 to do that. Because if they're the same, what happens? Firing order. Defender goes first if they're the same. It's just not worth it. So that's 15 points that I need to build ships. Alright, I've got 6 points of stuff that I can build there. I've got 2 points really. No, hang on, I've got that's a lie. 3, 4.5. There's 4 points I can build there. I've got 3 shipyards there. But they're not going to get there in time because they're going to move at 1 each. And they have to go around the black hole. This is just going to go here at the end of the first turn, here at the end of the second turn, and then here at the end of the third turn. And that'll be that. And it's unlikely I'm going to be able to get there. So he's going to be here at the end of the first turn. I'm going to have built ships on Altair at the start, so that during the first turn mine can move out here, but he'll munch Anion at the end of the third turn, or the end of the first turn, and then I can move to Sheldon, and then he'll move to Sheldon as well, and that'll be where the big battle is. and then he'll probably destroy them all. I'll lose Sheldon and Anion, and then on the third turn he's going to come here, and that leaves me one more phase in which to build everything I can here. Bases the lot, just do everything here and pray that I can destroy it, but then Doomsday Machine number 2 is going to show up. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. It's not. It's going to be bad. Yeah. Alright. Well, let's see what we can do. Because, yeah, I mean, this is useless. It's not going to get... There's nothing that's going to get there from to anywhere around here from this shipyard, or this one for that matter. Unless I use them to send more stuff to the home world. The alternative is that I don't actually send anything out to Sheldon and I just build everything up at Altair and just let these go. Because right now, like at the end of the next phase, we're going to get another Doomsday Machine anyway, and if I haven't dealt with this one by then, I really am going to be doomed. Crap. This is not good. Also, I'm getting tired. See how long I can go. Because yeah, I mean, if I overflow on Monday, it's going to be like half an hour or something, I'm sure. We'll see. If I can destroy this first Doomsday Machine, then we can continue on Monday. If I don't, it's basically game over for me. But let's see what we can come up with. Right, I have 3 cruisers worth of stuff there. Is that worth it? I don't think it is. I can, however, build a base and a base here, and a base there, in fact. The more things that can damage it, the better. So that would be 36. So if I built 3... Oh crap, I can't build 3 bases because I've only got 2 base counters. God damn it! I hate that. This limit is really dumb. Especially when they give you more in close encounters. It's like, well, I don't have that right now. So that the counter limit is killing me, which is a bit dumb. You should be able to build as much stuff as you want, really. As many groups of it as you like, but I believe it said somewhere that this is everything you can build. Let's verify that. So yeah, each group has to have a number underneath it. If all group counters of a particular ship type are already in play, you may not build new ships of that type unless you scuffle ships in one of the groups in order to reuse the group counter. So yeah, it is a hard limit, which is a bit frustrating. So I can only build 2 bases, and they're going to go on Altair and Anion. They're going to go on Sheldon. Okay. That's 24, and then that gives me, what am I? I'm on 66 points minus 24 is 42. is it worth getting like defense tech? I have to spend 20, so that leaves me with 22. But I would basically, I could put the bases on Anion and Sheldon, because I can just build another base over here next turn, and that's the only thing I can do, right? I don't think building destroyers is going to be any use, because it's just going to vaporize them. Like it just cuts through them like butter. It really had no trouble with them, because they can't even attack before it can, right? So, and they have a terrible attack roll. Really, I want more bases, but I mean the dreadnoughts are the closest equivalent to a base, and they're ridiculous. They cost way too much money to build. So 2 bases. I've got 42 left. I guess that's 3 cruisers then, isn't it? Unless I go for... See, I can't even go for 2 cruisers, because I was going to go 2 cruisers and then 1 defense tech. But unless, I can't do that unless I scupper, whatever this word is, scuttle this ship, which will free up the 2 maintenance. Is it worth it just to get 2 cruisers with more defense? But the base will get more defense as well. You know what? I think I am going to do that. So I'm going to get the defense tech. I'm going to build 2 cruisers, and I'm going to scuttle this one, or whatever the word is. Scuttle, scupper, whatever it is. Get rid of. Destroy it. And I will make it reborn at Altair here. And then I've got base 1 and base 2 at Anion and Sheldon, and that's all they're gonna do. So that's 24. So we've got 68 minus 20 is 48, minus 4 12s are 48. So oops, that's 0. And that's 48, and that's 0, and that's it. So this is where we are at now. I've got defense tech, which is going to increase my defense by 1, and I've got 2 bases and 2 cruisers, and we're good to go. Colonies increase. Well, Anion, you reach your true potential right when the Doomsday machine arrived. Sorry guys. Right, let's just get this done. So the question is, do I want to send my 2 cruisers out from Altair, or do I want to just let them stay there to defend Altair? You know what? They're gonna head out. So we're back to turn 1, and we're all done with that basically. We're done with all this. We placed our units. I think we placed our bases and we placed our cruisers. So turn 1, I'm going to move out there. I guess the miner's going to just head off to the asteroids quickly. Get out of there. Yeah, he's run out of places to go. He's going to come back here because he can still make it to Antares. And then that's it. That's all my ships. So end of turn 1, the Doomsday machine moves in. So Anion only has a base defending it. Now the base still rolls 7. That's a 1. That's a hit. So does the damage on there. Now the Doomsday machine rolls 4 dice. Now because I have defense tech 1, instead of being 7-2, it's effectively 7-3. So it subtracts 3 from its attack rolls. So now it needs 4s. 4 or less to hit. It got 1 hit. 9, 6, 5. 1 hit. So the base is on 1 damage. I can just do this on here. Because there's not tons of ships. So we're down here. Base gets to fire again. Come on, base. Of course, any damage you do is going to get healed the moment it blows up a planet. But 9, you missed. God damn it. Alright. 4 hits, or 4 attacks. Again, 4s. It needs... Oh my god, it got 3 hits. 2, 2, 1. Oh no, it got 4 hits. Yeah, it's annihilated the base. Well, you took a pot shot. Nice try, base. Anion is annihilated, and all its peoples. We are back up to 1. I have no idea how you're supposed to beat this. This is just unbeatable. Crap. Well, cruisers are going to move. So we're in turn 2. Cruisers are going to move in there. That's all, folks. Miner's going to go over here frantically. He's going to head towards there in the hope that there's going to be some useful technology that might help us, but it's looking bad. And then end of turn 2, our newly healed Doomsday machine ends up in Sheldon and is about ready to munch that. If it didn't heal, this would be doable. But the fact that it heals 2 damage is just... I don't know if I've just made really bad choices here, or if this is just really tough, but I'm just trying to think like how I could have made more ships, because really am hampered by the lack of counters as well. Otherwise I'd have a hell of a lot more bases and things up. But anyway, base gets a shot first. 9 misses. Excellent. Now the Doomsday machine fires on the cruisers first, but they have effectively a defense of 2 because of my defense tech. So everything, all the defense values of everything I have goes up by 1. So even the shipyards are now 3-1 essentially. So the Doomsday machine rolls a 5 or less on the cruisers. It's going to roll 2 dice first on the cruisers. Actually, it's going to roll all 4 dice because it's going to They've got 2 health each, right? So 5 or less is going to hit. 0, 6, 4, and 7. That was 4. That hits. These do not. You take 1 damage. That's good. Cruisers can fire back. They are hitting on a 4 though. 2 of them. And you're all 8 and 7. Wow! Like, my luck is just not good here. Back to the top of the round. Base rolls a miss. That's a 7. Oh no, hang on. 7. No, 7 is a hit. 7 or less, right? Yeah. So that is a hit. Yay! Cruiser, yeah, Doomsday Machine is going to roll 3 attacks on the cruisers to start with, and then see where the other ones go. 9 misses, the 4 and the 2 are going to be a hit, so 1 blows up, 1's on half damage, but there is 1 more dice to roll, which he's going to use on that cruiser. And he rolls a 4, which is a hit because he needs a 5, so all the cruisers are gone. And the defense helps for sure. Like, maybe I should have just put more into defense rather than terraforming. I figured that the terraforming would help me get resources, which would help me build more ships and things, but that didn't really work. Had I terraformed this planet, or had I colonized this one, then would it have been a distraction? Where did it come from? It came from here, didn't it? I don't think it would have got it. If it came from here, it would have gone up there. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the key is to build up your defense tech, make it harder for him to hit you. But top of the round, the base, it's still there, and they all know they're going to die any minute now, and they still can't hit for shit. Oh no, hang on, that's a 6. 6 does hit, sorry, take that back. 3 damage again, futile because it's going to just eat the planet now, isn't it? And that was Sheldon, wasn't it? That's where this is happening, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. It's going to roll 4 dice, and it needs now a 4 or less because of the defense of 3, because of my defense technology. 8, 8, 5. That's kind of cocked to it, isn't it? It's 7 or a 3, I don't know. So we'll re-roll it. 9, excellent. It needed 4 or less. None of that hit. My God. Base, top of the round. 6 hits. That's a 4. Doomsday Machine, not happy about this. Can it roll high numbers again? Please do. You need a 5 or more. Isn't it? 4 or more, 4 or less will hit. 0, 0, 7, 2. That is 1 hit on the base. The base fires back. You get another hit in, boys. Come on. 7. That is a hit. 5 damage. Oh, getting there, getting there. Might have a chance. Doomsday Machine. 4s or less to hit. 9, 0, 6, 8. That is awesome. Complete miss. The base. Come on, Sheldon base. 6. That is another hit. One more hit will kill this Doomsday Machine. Oh, it's getting quite good. Come on, base. Doomsday Machine rolls. Uh-oh. It's got a 2, a 2, a 7, and a 5. It's like the Thunder Child. It's just... didn't quite make it. Damn it. Took 2 more hits. Base destroyed. It was a valiant last stand. But sadly, Sheldon is munched. Sorry, that was here, wasn't it? Yes, that was here, wasn't it? Sheldon is munched. Doomsday Machine gets 2 health back. See, if it didn't get the health back, I would have destroyed it by now. Like, that is a real killer. Like, this could be doable if it wasn't for it regenerating every time it eats a planet. Well, that was the end of turn 2. Turn 3, nothing happens because everyone's dead. The miner comes back. And the miner, it's just, he's going to just head away and hide on Ada, maybe, I don't know. He's got nowhere to go. He's just going to hide in the asteroids with his minerals. And then Doomsday Machine is going to move towards my homeworld. So the space wreck technology... I think this is going to be it. This next battle. Because he's moved at the end of turn 3 basically now. So we've got one more frantic shipbuilding phase. And then another Doomsday Machine shows up, which will surely destroy us. I get a free tech upgrade during the economic phase. But it's a randomly determined one. Okay. Right. So. Well. It's looking bleak. It's not looking good. We've got the Battle of the Line coming up now. We have is literally the next hex over. There's no chance anyone else is going to get any reinforcements coming down here. I just have to build as much as I can here. Man, no, it's been so tough. It's just annihilated like 4 planets. At least. Yeah, 4 planets. And if I don't destroy it, it's going to get my homeworld. And if I do destroy it, another Doomsday Machine is going to appear at the end of the turn. In fact, actually, no, I tell a lie. Because this is... hang on, where are we? This isn't turn 8. This is actually turn 9. Because we filled in... Sorry, I forgot to do this. We filled in 8. That's what we did last turn. We've just been going through 9, and now we're on 9, which actually means the Doomsday Machine is turning up now. Oh boy. Okay, this one turns up at the economic phase 9. Second number is a strength of Doomsday Machine. It's a 4. So had I... Oh, interesting. Had I gone for the easy scenario, 7-1, That one had a D7 attack, so my cruisers would have attacked first, and a hull size of 6, so I probably would have destroyed it, and a number of attacks of 3. This one, it's just been too much. But the next one that's coming up now is strength 4, and if we look on the table here, that is a C8, so it's a slightly better chance of hitting. Defense strength 2, hull size 8, and 4 attacks again, so it's even tougher. Oh boy, yeah, I'm doomed. Where's it going to show up? Number 2, come on down. You are showing up over here. Location 8. So it's 9, 10, 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So he's going to come over here. So he's going to munch through Athos. And then Omicron. In fact, he's probably going to do Omicron first and then Athos. And then Fion, probably. And then Altair. Wow. Okay. Well, nice knowing you all. It's the end of the world as we know it. Colony points. None left over. 20. So I got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 28. 48. No minerals. Do get the technology thing though, which I'm going to roll in a minute. 48. Maintenance. None, because I have no ships. Like, you've destroyed my entire fleet. My God. Now your friend's showing up. Right. Technology. What am I getting? We are getting 1 to 2 is ship size, 3 to 4 is attack, 5 to 6 is defense. Please be defense. 7 is tactics, 8 to 9 is move, and 10 is shipyard. Any of them will be nice. But I'd rather have... Oh, I got shipyard. Oh, well, shipyard's not bad. Now, what does that mean? Because I got that through the space wreck. Let's have a look. Purchase a ship. You must have a shipyard. Shipyard capacity can be increased by developing shipyard technology. Okay. Each player starts to take upgrades, blah blah blah. Oh, shipyards may even use a new level of shipyard technology that was just purchased. Oh, I think you can't use a shipyard that you've just built, is the thing. You can upgrade the technology, but... Right. Well, I've got a new shipyard tech then. That's kind of nice. That saves 25. SY from rec. Put that in the notes there. Great. So I can actually build more stuff here, which is good. So now these 4 shipyards can build 8 points of things. The bases don't get built at shipyards, so that can be 12 for the base right there, which I'm definitely going to build. And I guess it's going to be 3 cruisers, right? It's got to be 3 cruisers. That's what we're going to do. Because that's going to be the last stand. I can, well, I mean, that's 48 points, basically, which is what I've got left. 12 plus 36. I don't think there's anything better I can do. Yeah. Screw it. We're just going to do that. I don't think I'm going to win this. Or survive this. If I do survive this, it'll be a miracle, and I'll call it for the day there, and we'll see what happens on Monday. But it's gonna be gross. It's gonna be a desperate battle to survive. Because the next Doomsday machine, the third one, is gonna show up at the end of next turn, and it's even more powerful. It's got 5 attacks, 9 hull size. So health points basically, 3 defense and B9 attack. So yeah, it's not gonna work out well. My guys are done. I guess at the end of my colony phase he goes up to a 5. Hooray. That's nice. Good luck out there. This is the homeworld signing off. Because he's about the only survivor of the whole thing. Because like these guys are going to get munched on the way in. Antares might survive. I mean, if I wanted to buy some time, I could send it out this way and then over here. But I think it's got to go this way because it's closer to the homeworld. So I think Antares is going to survive. Probably this is going to go Omicron, Athos, Fion, and then Altair, and then the third one's going to show up and just destroy the rest. But anyway, first move, so the space wrecks used up. That's all done. I don't know. Quick, just go to Arrakis. Go to safety. You two, get out of here while you can. Leave us. Remember us. Remember the last stand that we did, because these guys aren't moving. Doomsday machine is moving into Altair. Let's end this. Right, so now interestingly, I've got the base. So let's go here. I've got the base. I have the 4 shipyards, and I have the 3 cruisers. So remember, the shipyards now count, right? They're combat capable. So I guess they don't. They can stay at 4 because I'll just go down. The number's just going to go down when they get hit. But these guys need to be reduced to 1s so they can have their damage tracked. So Battle of Altair. This is it. Final battle. Battle of the line. Everything comes down to this. Will we survive? We've got to inflict 3 hits on him. And base is going first, then the Doomsday machine, then my shipyards and cruisers, although really it's just going to be my cruisers, isn't it? Because the shipyards are going to get blasted to bits. They all have defense 1 though. Really would have liked to have got a defense 2 on that space wreck thing, but was not to be. So base 7 or less. 4, excellent. That's what we want to do to start off with. 2 more hits. Can we do this? Well, Doomsday Machine is going to fire now. It's going to let rip at the... shipyards, because they're more easy to take out. So it needs a... So it's got a defense of 1 on the shipyard, so it needs a 6 or less to hit. And it rolls a... 3, 4, 6, 9. 3 hits. There's 1 shipyard left. Oops. Well, that's going to severely curtail any building later on, but that doesn't matter because it's going to destroy me. Where's Battle of Altair? Right. Cruisers first. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Shipyard first, let's say. They're rolling a 3 or less. Nope, missed. Cruisers are rolling a 4 or less. Just need 2 hits, boys. Come on. 1, 2. Oh my god. 3 hits. 3 hits. We've done it. We have done it. We got 3 hits. It had 5 in total. 6, 7. Boom. Doomsday Machine down. My god. That is amazing. Took the entire desperate, you know, like our fleet's gone, 4 of our planets are gone. We're throwing ships together out of, you know, scrap metal and sticky tape here, like frantically just throw them out into Altair's space and stop that thing. And miraculously, we have destroyed the first Doomsday Machine. The operative word here is the first Doomsday Machine. Because now we are got 3 cruisers here, got 1 shipyard. Now we are facing a bigger problem because we now have number 2. Doomsday Machine number 2 has showed up. So the celebrations are short-lived. Wow. So sorry, that was the end of turn 1. Now we're on turn 2. And of course, he showed up as well, right? So he's actually moved. I guess, where's he going to move? He's going to move over there because he wants to go to... technically, he's moving towards the colony that is closest to the homeworld. But to get there, he can go here or he can go here. I mean, I suppose either way, he's not going to go to Omicron, is he? So he might as well just go here, and then he's just going to pop over there. So he moved at the end of the first turn as well. Turn 2. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. 2, 3. I think it's going to stop there, right? Is it better to just leave the defenders here? Or is it better to damn it, or is it better to have them go out and meet the Doomsday Machine part way rather than have a massive defense force just sitting there? Well, it's not a massive defense force, it's just 3 cruisers. But we could build that up. Huh. Decisions. Because if I send them out, if I send the cruisers out, then the thing is, it's kind of splitting the fleet, right? Because next round I can build more cruisers, but it's just going to let him destroy that and then come down here, right? And then destroy Fionn. But maybe the better thing, because it will take out 10 points, right? So I'll be down 38 points. But that's 3 cruisers a turn. Is that better? Because I can't build anything now. I mean, we're in the middle of the turn. I have to build at the end of the economic phase. So shoot. Because otherwise it will just go here and then 1, 2. It'll weaken it a little bit before it gets to us. But I don't know, I think I'd rather have a strong fleet at Altair. Because I think at this point it's just going to be a matter of, like, I'm just going to turtle up. And if they destroy all my planets, so be it. But I'm going to have a big fleet and see if I can just sit there in Altair and see if I can just take it. So I'm not going to move them out. And the annoying thing is that miner with the 10 isn't going to make it back in time. Damn. That's really, really annoying. Alright, well, you're going to head up here. You're just going to head up here. Like, hide on Arrakis. Knowing by, like, the next machine's going to come up here and it's going to be, oh, hello. And Arrakis will go down. So, end of turn 2. We do have a slight battle. There is 1 shipyard at Athos. It's not going to fire first. The Doomsday machine is going to roll 4 dice at Athos on the shipyard and completely annihilate it. It's 2 and a 4. That is more than enough to destroy the shipyard. And then the planet goes boom. We have lost Athos. Bye bye Athos. And turn 3, I'm going to move him up there. Miner's just going to stay at Arrakis. And he's going to move down to Fionn. Or towards Fionn. Because that's the nearer of the 2 to my homeworld. And there we are. So, one more phase. Turn 10. Doomsday Machine number 3 shows up. Where are you going to appear? What is that number? 8. 7. 9, 10, I believe, isn't it? 9, 10, 7, 8. He's going to follow his mate. He's appearing up here. So again, just a conveyor belt of death. Although he's actually going to head for Omicron first because that's the closest colony. So It's going to be pretty straightforward, this one. 20, 25, 30, 35. That's it. I've got 35 points left. I have maintenance of 6. So I can afford 29, which is not a lot. 2 cruisers, basically. That's it, isn't it? 2 cruisers and a 5, which is a minor. Can I just make a colony ship and just send you out? Go! Find another world far from here. I'm always tempted to do that, just thematically, you know. But I don't want to blow 8 points on a colony ship. So we've got some survivors out here. But yeah, it's just a conveyor belt of doom coming my way, unfortunately. I think I'm just going to build two cruisers. That's all I can do. Leaves us with 5, which we just can't do anything with. Build a pipeline, woohoo. But yeah. No, that's it. We are in turn 10. That is going to be the final turn, I think, because there's no way I'm going to survive this. So I'm going to build another 2 cruisers there to make that a 5. I can't even build another shipyard. All my damage is healed though, because between fights it's healed, so I don't remember if I had any damage left over. But let's get this over with, I think. So turn 10. That is it, isn't it? So this one's the tougher one as well, and that's the toughest one. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Right, I'm not moving. End of turn 1. I mean, my colonies and stuff don't advance because they're at full. My surviving colonies. I'm not moving. End of turn 1. Actually, no, he's moving up here. End of turn 1. I am moving the Doomsday Machine to Fionn, which just instantly destroys it because there's no defenders. Bye bye, Fionn. Turn 2. My miner drops off 10 minerals and joins his other mining friend on the last outpost of Arrakis. Although Antares and Omicron are still there, but yeah. Cerberus is there looking real nervous. But he's just watching these Doomsday Machines just going past. Like going, let's just be real quiet. And end of turn 2, Doomsday Machine moves into Antari. Not Antares, what's this place? Altair. So, we have the final battle, basically. So I'm not going to survive this. This is it. Down to the wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would be incredibly surprised if I survive this fight. I'm not going to survive the next one, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Base, cruisers, shipyard. This guy... So this Doomsday Machine has a C8. So it's the same order as before. Base first, then all my cruisers, and then all my shipyards. Or, well, my cruisers and shipyards, because they're both Cs. Yeah. So it's got C8, so it's 8 or less to attack. It's got a defense of 2. Oh, bums. I probably shouldn't even have defeated the first machine. I just realised it had a defense of 1. So my attack roll should have been 1 less on it, which means I probably missed a whole bunch of attacks, which means I didn't hit it. But I did get 3 at the end, though. Whatever. We'll just call that a win. But this one's going to kill me because it's got a defense of 2. It's got 8 hit points and 4 attacks. So same as before, but 1 more hull point and 1 more, well, 2 more defense, really, because we ignored it last time. Combat, it's got a weakness. Let's see if it's got a weakness. 8, again, large fleets, doesn't matter. We aren't outnumbering it 10 to 1. So, doing this properly, I have 2 off my attack rolls on it. So I'm actually, yeah, my base missed a hell of a lot, like, then, because it got a lot of 7s and stuff, didn't it? And that should be a 5. So the base is going to roll 5 or less to hit, and that is a 9, so that is not a hit. Doomsday Machine is going to target the shipyard for a 5. That is going to hit. It needs an 8. Actually needs a 7 because I've got a defense of 1, but that doesn't matter because it's just got less than that. Shipyard is down. So this is borrowed time, basically. I shouldn't be alive at this point because the first Doomsday Machine would have killed me if I'd done the defense properly. Now 3 attacks, 3 remaining attacks at 8. Well, 8 minus. So I got a defense of 1 in the cruisers already, and I've got my defense tech of 1. So that is 2 total. So it's 6s or less to hit cruisers. 550. That's going to do 1 cruiser. It's going to destroy 1 cruiser because that's 2 hits on 1 cruiser. Base. An 8. Complete failure. No, wait, hang on. It's not the base. Sorry, rewind. It's the cruiser's turn to attack. So I got 4. They're attacking on a 4, but it's got a defense of 2. So I'm rolling 2s to hit. Oh, this is not good. And that is complete failure. 7, 8, 9, 0. Yeah, nice try, cruisers. Right, back to the top. Base. Rolls 2. They're nothing if not consistent. Because they rolled a lot of 2s. Doomsday Machine. It's going to hit cruisers with a 6s again. 4, 4, 2, 7. 1 cruiser down. 1 cruiser damaged. That's 3 hits. Cruisers. 3 reply. They are attacking on the 2. Nope. 054. That is not good. This is where we go. It's just a battle of attrition now, right? So that was the cruisers, right? So base 3. That's a hit. These are 5 or less. So that is damage 2. I guess I'll use the counters here just because damage doesn't go up that high, or higher than the 2. So that was a base. Doomsday Machine. 3 on the cruisers, and then we'll see what the last one is. 0, 8, 0. That is not a hit, is it? It needs an 8. It needs a 6 or less to hit that, and none of those hit. So it's going to fire again at the cruisers. And that was a 6, so that blows up one of the damaged cruiser basically. Boom. 2 cruisers left, which are going to reply with a 3 and a 4, which don't hit because they're crap. They have a base of 4. Doomsday Machine's got a defense of 2, so that's that basically. There's no getting through even with a 3 or 4. You need a 1 or a 2 to hit. So that was the cruisers. Now what? That was cruisers. Back to the top of the round. Sorry, like tiredness is catching up here. It's 1 in the morning. Base 5. 7 has got an attack of 7. That's a hit. Because that's reduced to a 5, but I rolled a 5. So, hurrah! 3 damage. I need 5 more. I think it's got 1 more health, isn't it? Yep, it's got 1 more health. Okay. Doomsday Machine. 2 on the cruisers. In fact, no, it's going to put 4 on the cruisers because 4 hits will take them out. 6, 8, 4, 2. It needs 6s because I've got a defense of 2 effectively. Defense tech 1 plus the 1. So that is 3 hits. 2, 4, and the 6 are hits. Boom. 1 more. I think this is it, boys. Let's see if the fates favour us, which I'm absolutely certain they won't. 1 cruiser needs a 2 or a 1 to hit. Gets a 3. Misses. 1 base needs a 5 to hit. Gets a 2. Halfway there. Sorry, he was here, wasn't he? He'd moved there. Munched on this one. No, the other one is munched on that one, isn't it? I think this Doomsday Machine is here. Anyway, blah, I've forgotten where we were. Base just hit, didn't it? Yes, the base just hit. So Doomsday Machine is now going to fire. Well, it's going to fire 1 at the cruiser and then see what happens. 9. It's going to fire another 1 at the cruiser. 5. That's probably a hit, isn't it? It needs a 6. Yes. Cruiser is destroyed. So we've got 2 left to fire at the base. Which is probably not going... It's not going to kill it, but it's going to wound it. Now the base has effectively a defense of 3. So it needs 5s. It's got 2 left. 7 and a 1. 1 damage. Base, do your best. And try and survive. That's cocked. That is between a 3 and a 7 again. 4. That'll work. Need a 5 or less. So that is a 5 hit. Doomsday Machine, 4 hits, 4 attacks on a 5 or less. Here we go. $9,805. Wow, it's still up and running. I think it's not going to survive the next round though. One more. Can you get one last hit in base? Come on. Just to stick it in the eye while it gulps our homeworld down before our eyes. I need a 5 or less. I get a 1. It's the best possible result. That's a 6. Now, if some miracle happens here and he misses on all these rolls, and misses on all the rolls again, and I hit both times, that will be amazing. But the chance of this happening. So 4 attacks at 5s to hit. Anyone hits, that's it. Game over. Yep. 7, 7, 3, and a 1. That's 2 hits. Sadly, our valiant base is destroyed, and the Doomsday Machine munches our home world and heals 2 damage. And that is it. That, I believe, is it. Yep. That is everything. Well, we gave it a good shot. We got one Doomsday Machine destroyed, although I inadvertently cheated because I forgot about its defense strength. So it probably shouldn't have been destroyed. But the second one definitely finished us off, unfortunately. What was the weakness? If the third one, what was the weakness of the third one? It didn't have one. It was 9 or a 10. It's a no weakness. So yeah, wow. That was incredibly tough. Trying to think what I could have done. Because if I explored less, then I would have not been able to get as many colonies, I guess. The pipelines were useless. I never used them. I don't know if that hindered me. What else could I have done? Because you have to expand at first just to get the resources you need. I could have built more miners. I could have got more resources from the minerals, I guess, perhaps. But I mean, we've used up pretty much all the board here. There's no minerals left apart from this one out here, I suppose. But yeah, maybe I should have invested in more defense or attack or something. I think that's definitely a good thing to do. I didn't really waste much there. I mean, exploration maybe I didn't need. I mean, that would have saved me 15. That could have got me... wouldn't even have got me a tech apart from tactics, I suppose. The terraforming was... I mean, terraforming was 20 points on that, but that gave me 2 colonies worth of stuff, which gave me more resources especially when half my colonies were eaten. So yeah, I don't know really what else could have done. Built more ships probably would be nice. It might be a bit different when I see what the new counters that I get in Close Encounters are, because if I get more bases, which I'm fairly sure I do. I played with Close Encounters once, and I'm pretty sure there was 4 base counters in that, like a total of 4, which changes things a lot. But I was limited to just building 2 bases, which sucks. At least they were getting destroyed, like the turn after. But yeah, there we go. We survived 10 turns. That's the final sheet. Survived 10 turns, but alas, it was not enough. Made a valiant effort, but they got me in the end. So that's that then. Wow, epic 5 and a bit hour stream. Wow. But I mean, it could have gone. I suppose if there's a way to, if I could have figured out a way to just start the stream with everything explored and all the tech, like maybe, I suppose if I'd done the first few turns, phases, whatever, if I'd done the first few phases off camera and started like a turn or 2 before the Doomsday machines arrived, then we could have got to that point quicker. But at least you got to see the exploring of how that all works with other players. Like I said, this game is a lot of fun. There's because you've got that pressure of like, what are they going to do? Are they, because everyone's scared of the deep space hexes, and also you can house rule a bunch of stuff as well. Like the last games I played of this were, the guy who owned the game has he's tinkered a lot with the rules, and he's got things like you roll on a damage table if you encounter a danger, you're not just destroyed. Doomsday machines. Normally, Doomsday machines in the multiplayer game are a lot weaker than this. They're the solo game. They are super powerful, way more powerful than in the multiplayer. In the multiplayer game, they are C. Like this one, the first one was a C7, 1, and then 7 hull points. So it's attack rank C, attack strength 7, defense 1, and 8 hull or 7 hull. In the base game, in the multiplayer game, they only get 2 attacks per round instead of 4. They're class C, same class. Attack strength 9 though, so they're more powerful, like more likely to hit. And a defense strength of 2, but they only have 3 hull points. The problem with that is that they recover all their damage at the end of the combat as well. So, yeah. But they don't have weaknesses, but there are things that are less effective against them, really. So they're a bit of a different ball game in the multiplayer game, but they also they for game balance they only roam around in the unexplored, or they roam around in the deep space hexes, which are the white ones, and they never go into your home system. And they say it's for game balance. The guy I was playing with this with last had he was basically thinking that Doomsday machines aren't very Doomsday-ish if they can't be a threat to your homeworld. So he said that they could go into your homeworld, and it did make it interesting, but it basically meant that if it went into one player's area, they were out of the game. They're dealing with that. They're not dealing with the other players, which is what it's really about. So I was kind of, I could see his logic, but I wasn't keen on how it actually worked out, because it just meant one player's off in his own world dealing with his own personal nightmare, while everyone else is doing the fun battling out between them. But yeah, there's a lot of flexibility in this game anyway. I mean, you can add your own house rules. There's a ton of extra stuff in Close Encounters, half of which I don't think anyone would ever use. It's almost like they just thought of every idea that they could possibly come up with for the game, and then they just threw it in there and said, here's a kitchen sink, just pick what you want out of it. And some of it might work, and some of it might not work, and some of it might work only on its own without anything else. Because there's things like, there's experience tables for the ships. There's like military academies, there's marines for boarding ships, there's ground troops for actually taking over other people's colonies instead of just bombing them from orbit, which is what you normally do. There's what else is there? There's Alien Empire cards, player Empire cards, what are they called? Empire Advantages, that's it. That are each race basically gets to pick. They get to draw 2 cards from a deck and pick one, and that is a permanent advantage that they have, and it kind of makes each player race unique. It gives them some sort of special ability. Like I got a hive mind for one of mine, which meant that the longer I was in a combat, the tougher I got. I would get like a defense after round 2. I got a defense of 1. After round 4 I got an attack of 1, and after round 6 I got an extra hull point on my ships. So being in a combat for a long time was a bad idea against me. But yeah, that definitely makes the game more interesting. Anyway, there's a whole ton of stuff that you can throw in. The ground combat things is just ridiculous. Like, I mean, you're basically fighting doing a second sub game for every colony that you attack. And I can't imagine playing with all of them, all of the advantages and all of the extra stuff, because it's just going to take, it's going to double the length of the game, which is already, like I said, 5 to 7 hours for four people. So yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there, like, and you can just mix and match and pick whatever you want to use. And the Replicators expansion just has like a couple of extra bits that were kind of left over. They got like advanced, experimental ships, unique ships, flagships. So you can actually custom build your ships as well. But you get big flagships, which are like, I think you kind of start off with them in the Replicators, and they're essentially like a dreadnought, but you can't build any more of them. So they give you a little bit of a boost. There's a few more little terrain tile things, like deep space tiles, like there's a regional map and there's a few other things. Galactic capital, there's like a neutral world that's like the center of the galaxy, that's kind of like Coruscant or something. And if you connect your pipelines to it, then you get even more colony points from that. And then there's the Replicators, which is the main part of that. But there's a lot of stuff that you can add to this game, and a lot of variability. And that's what makes it fun, really. But anyway, I'm done. I totally totally knackered now. But that was Space Empires 4X. Again, I will present the box. There we go. Space Empires 4X by GMT Games. Like I said, it just went out of print. Well, it just went out of stock at GMT, but if you're lucky, you might be able to find a copy of it on a shelf in the game store somewhere. It's a really good game. Does take a long time, or can take a long time, if you play a full 4-player game. But you can play it in like a 3 to 5 hours with the shorter game with 4 players. And like less players is going to be a bit shorter as well. But it is a long game, but it, like I said, you just, this has not felt like I've been playing for 5 hours. It's been really quite engaging. So hopefully that's been engaging for you guys as well, watching. But I'm going to sign off. So Monday was going to be overflow in case, like I didn't finish and I needed more time. But that's not going to happen now. So Monday is not going to, there's not going to be a stream on Monday. I will be back on Friday with something else. I did, you may have seen on my Twitter, I did try out Warfighter, and that was really good. But I was tempted to see, what was the other thing I was going to try? Possibly Terraforming Mars solo. That is not a GMT game, but it is sticking with the sci-fi theme. So I might look at that. I might do Warfighter. I don't know. I'll decide over the week, and then I'll post on the Twitter and let you all know what I end up doing. But yeah, that was Space Empires 4X. I am and was Evil Dr. Ganymede, and that was board games. And all that remains to be said is thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta!